The Need for Speed series has a special place in racing game fans' hearts because the series has been around since 1994. Many of the older games offered high-speed cars, but typically only about 40 in total. Need for Speed Unbound, however, was released with 143 cars to collect. Along with the higher car count comes a much wider variety of cars, including classic to modern makes and models from Aston Martins to Volvos. Though it's far from an exhaustive list, there are cars for any type of racer and car fan. Shift 2 Unleashed is also part of the Need for Speed series and acts as a sequel to 2009's Need for Speed Shift. Despite being over a decade old, Shift 2 was unique and ahead of the curve in a couple of aspects. First, it gave you a driver's eye cam, allowing you to race from your driver's perspective. Second, it has a large collection with 145 cars. Through the course of the game, you'll unlock beautiful cars like the Ford Shelby GT500 and Porsche 914, as well as typical racers like Nissan Skylines and a handful of BMWs. When Assetto Corsa was first released in 2014, it only had 37 cars available to collect, but as the game grew in popularity, DLCs added more and more cars to the roster, ending with 178 total in the Ultimate Edition. While early fans had to amass their collection over years, instead of getting them with one single purchase, the cars make any wait well worth it. There are nearly 24 Ferraris available, a handful of Audis, exactly 24 types of Lotuses, as well as your standard Nissans and Mazdas to make your garage truly unlike any other. Project Cars 2 brings 180 cars to unlock and collect, some of which are seldom if ever seen in other racing games. The Dallara DW12 Indy car, as well as two styles of Merrick's, are standouts on the roster, but there are also mainstays such as Ford Mustangs. Project Cars 2 gives you the chance to be a powerful racer with some of the unique European and American cars on the market, while also giving your car-loving heart plenty to look at on the track. The Crew 2 boasts over 500 vehicles in total, though only 355 of those are actual cars. Still, that's more than a lot of other racing games, and the cars included in that 355 count are nothing short of amazing. There are plenty of vintage cars and modern luxury cars to choose from, each with highly realistic paint jobs. A few of the more notable cars available are the 1968 Chevrolet Corvette C3, the 1949 Cadillac Coupe de Ville, and the Abarth 124 Spider. Gran Turismo is one of the series that comes to mind when you think of racing sims, and their hold on pop culture is well deserved. Gran Turismo 7 has a roster of 457 cars for you to collect, giving you 457 reasons to play just one more race. Inventory includes concept cars, special to the Gran Turismo world, as well as a broad mix of high-end racers and moderately priced cars ranging from Maseratis to Fords. Forza Horizon 5 has accumulated 658 cars to collect through DLCs on top of the original 534 available upon release. There are plenty of classics, moderns, and rare cars to choose from before setting off on the racecourse. Aside from over a dozen BMWs and quite a few Autos, a major standout in the inventory is the 1958 Austin Healey Sprite, which just isn't a common car in games or reality. If Gran Turismo is one of the most recognizable names in racing sims, Forza is tied for first place. The series has always tried to give the largest and most inclusive collection of cars to players, and Forza Horizon 4 is no exception to the rule. Initially, 460 cars were available, but thanks to DLCs released over the years, there are now 750 cars to add to your collection. This includes cars like Hummers and GMCs to Hot Wheels branded cars in case you've ever wondered if they can stand their ground opposite Jaguars. Forza Motorsport 7 focuses on professional racing and brings elements from the real world into the game for added authenticity. With that goal in mind, it makes sense that it has even more cars available than the Horizon games in the Forza series, specifically 830 total in the roster. It's hard to pick any standouts from a roster so expansive, but it is worth noting that you can race Ford Broncos, Fiats, Dodges modeled after Dom Toretto's from Fast and Furious, and even Datsuns. It's true that many racing titles focus solely on the racing aspect of things because many gamers want to go fast and prove they're faster than others. But it's the multiplayer where racing games truly come into their own and showcase just how grand they are. In the Crew Motorfest, you'll be on the island of Oahu and have numerous options to play with alongside friends and rivals. You can head to the track and race on perfect surfaces, or you can head to the streets and see who can best put the pedal to the metal on the concrete surface. When you add that to the campaigns, car selections, and more, you'd be foolish not to try this title. Gran Turismo 6 was released with 200 vehicles. This was already the highest number in any racing game collection, but has since added content to bring the total to 1,279. While having so many options will ensure you have plenty of hours logged playing GT6, the number alone can seem daunting. Once you're playing, though, you'll find yourself eager to unlock them all in your garage, from the Alfa Romeos to the Volkswagens. There are even 2 cars designed by former late-night talk show host Jay Leno. In 2005, Konami released its first racing sim for the PS2, Enthusia Professional Racing. Though it was received with an average rating by critics and hasn't held a slot in popular racing game fandoms, its roster is worth going back to give it a second chance. Made to compete with the likes of Gran Turismo 4, Enthusia included Audis and Citroëns to Hondas and Toyotas in the 211 available cars. Aside from featuring rarer Japanese cars in the game, Konami also added multiple play modes to add variety to your gameplay. Asphalt 9 fills its 189-car roster with recognizable classics like the Chevy Camaro, sprinkled in with high-end vehicles like the Draco GTE and Lamborghini Murcielago LP. No matter which car you favor on the list, however, you're going to be 0 to 60 within a minute. Since most of the cars in Asphalt 9 are luxury cars, you'll also get the chance to drive at reckless speeds, with some of the most expensive cars available on today's market, albeit virtually without worrying about the insurance premiums.